How have the last few weeks been?
Oh, the last few weeks in the lead up to San Fran have been
Lots of research around who we're going to be meeting with in the US.
Those companies, they're way better than us. We haven't been in that kind of an ecosystem.
There's that sense of having to prove that I have a place here. How am I ever going to pull this off?
I think you can pretend for a while, but I think over time people are smart enough to actually see through that.
I've had imposter syndrome for years. Thought I invented the term and then found out other people were using it.
Time for reflection is small. You know, this is my first startup, and
even if you're feeling like an imposter, there's still a job to be done.
For me, what is it that my app is doing? What is it that I want to achieve?
really have to make sure that everything's in order.
Chaos is an understatement. Wearing two hats.
Not only for Otlet, but also with our PhDs.
Balancing those two has been
absolutely bananas. When you go to walk into a boardroom and you go to a place like San Francisco or even here in Australia that's full of these really brilliant business personalities, and you go, well, it's hard to ignore that Maddie and I are the youngest founders here.
Why is it called Silicon Valley? Oh, because it used to be all the,
No.
No?
Nope, 1,000 times, not even close.
can we do this? Like, is this possible? Are we the right people for this? And we genuinely had a moment of like, let's just reassess, and if we're on, and we will never question that again. But we've got to have that discussion. You don't have any space for that in the States. So it's us putting on some shiny face and going there and just believing everything we're doing, which we do mostly.
To be totally brutally honest, Maddie and I are strung so thin, and you can tick a box and be like, yeah, well, great, that's done, but to actually do something well takes so much out of you. If I can't go home and reset even for an hour, then it's gonna be really hard, and that's something I really, really need to do. If you don't take a step back, you don't have anything to draw on. You start to become kind of a decision-making shell of a person. That's not what makes you who you are. Something to recenter yourself. That's gonna be worth its weight in gold when you've got a week of being on every moment of every day. If I had 1 hour, I would say that Annabelle and I would take our dog Flynn and go mountain biking, just to get out into the forest as a family. That's all I want, just an hour. It's gotta be a daylight hour, but just an hour.
She's never here for me to support her. Lauren can just go and go and go. It'll always be like, oh, I'm gonna join up to this basketball team. Oh, actually, I was thinking of joining the local mountain biking club. Oh, we should become surf lifesavers. It's never ending. And then in almost the same breath, it'll be like, I have so much to do. She'll just be up for 8 hours, perfectly focused, not a swear word from her mouth, maybe bananas once or twice.
I'm really lucky. I've got not only a really strong support network in my family, but also in my partner, Annabelle. We both have such a clear vision of who we are as individuals and who we are together, that we're able to provide each other such resounding support that, I mean, I couldn't do it without her, that's for sure.
We are able to de-stress each other in a big way. But we do struggle sometimes, supporting each other from a distance. Maintaining the two of us being romantic or connected, that sort of stuff falls away. And that's okay, and that makes it easier for us to get through the work and push on. We're on different paths that are both really demanding. Sometimes Lauren comes home and talks about something that I can't offer empathy. She sort of goes into quite a heavy shell, and you can just see that she's suffering quite a bit. She's sort of a withdrawn person that looks like they're just going through the motions in a day. If she does something that she enjoys, takes a bit of time for herself, she functions better. She goes on the next day to be able to take the night off and make dinner with me and have a glass of wine, and we have a really nice night together. When Lauren's around, it means so much to me. Sorry. I am very proud of her. She did high school in the States. She was pre-med. She's the daughter of a lawyer and he was very keen on Lauren being a doctor. She broke the news to said hopeful father that she was moving halfway across the world to start studying marine science in Australia. And he got up and didn't speak and vomited in the kitchen sink. I mean, her love for marine science took her halfway across the world and she was just waiting for a PhD. She literally had nothing going on almost for 6 months. I've never seen her so deflated.
Hi, I'm Lauren and I'm an ecotoxicologist.
And I'm Madi and I'm a geneticist.
In that 6 months, she had this want with Madi and this desire. That's when they did their startup video. One of those fund me projects, GoFundMe or whatever, and I just thought, God, you two are so optimistic. You're like kids with dreams.
I'm an ecotoxicologist.
Shut up! That wasn't funny, that's my job. But, I mean, now, you watch them and it's just like, they're walking the walk and talking the talk.
We'll always kick each other's butts, in a way. We've had this idea for so long. We'll make it happen however that needs to happen.
Oh, not much, just gearing up for a trip to San Francisco.
I mean, Jennifer Westacott in herself is this highly successful female, and she has this, as Lauren puts it, just this love for sharks. So they're able to connect in a way that shows a lot of belief in Otlet and what they're doing. I mean, I think it gives Lauren and Madi that sense of purpose that they've had the whole time.
Getting to touch base with people like that and go, okay, cool, I might be quite young, I might be a woman in business, but that's all right. There are these other really strong, powerful leaders that I know how to follow, and that's worth its weight in gold, especially going to San Fran where you're gonna be feeling very, very small. To have someone like that to go, no, I know where I want to be, I know the kind of leader I want to be one day, it makes that vision and that path so much clearer.
Like I said before, we had that big discussion and we questioned ourselves. We're the biggest devil's advocate and we have made that kick in the butt decision. We've made that decision to move forward and go on and do it.
This is going to be really hard. I do feel like an imposter. I do feel like the underdog all the time. But that's okay. That doesn't have to be the end of our story. It can really just be the start.
Having that level of resilience and capacity and an ambition comes from like a whole bunch of places and a whole bunch of people. There is a mountain of people who are behind me.
Very much supported by my husband, Tom.
I think my mum. I think my mum.
Without the support of my husband and my mum, it wouldn't have been possible for me to go on this journey.
Lecturer or a couple of people after that were like, you should do this.
I've always felt imposter syndrome that I've taught myself or tried to teach myself is just suck it up, buttercup.
I'm done with questioning myself now. You know, I've got this.
I love talking about what we get to do and I love talking about where we're going.
I think the fact that I feel it all the time and no one else seems to notice, I think that's what makes me realise that it's just in my head.
Like, in order to aspire people, you have to sell the vision, so don't feel like you're lying.
What I do know is I know vet chat and I do know pets and I know about being a vet.
Coming from a farming background, that's really what does motivate me, is to see better outcomes for farmers.
Being with my family, we're actually in Boston. Them seeing the immediate value because they were my target customers and had just gone through a world of pain trying to sort all of these things out.
We said, like, if we don't do this now, maybe we'll never do it.
It's always happening at a faster pace than what we would have wanted, but you've just got to roll with it and make it work.
You've got your tribe. Even if everything went to hell, you've still got that.
There's no point just sitting at home and thinking, I'd like to do it, but what about all these fears? Fuck the fears. Just give it a go. And if you fall, you fall, but you'll get back up again. We always do.
It's been totally crazy.
Whew, so many tasks to wrap up before I get on the plane next week.
We're asking a lot of you in that way, but it's because we're actually trying to change the world here.
It does feel like you're revealing a big part of yourself.
It makes you look a little bit like you don't know your shit.
I'm not ready for the US.
in San Francisco.